We're really, really delighted to have you here because you're going to be doing something completely exclusively. You haven't even recorded this track yet.
No, I haven't. We're going out to New York, me and my manager.
Who's sitting right next to you. Go on, say hello because your mic's up.
Hello, everybody.
Steve.
Hello.
We're going out to New York in July to record some tracks for the album. This is an exclusive track that was written by the lovely Linda Lewis, of course, 70s legend, and she's really excited about this project. We came to have a little chat, and we actually found this song on YouTube. I loved it and said, please let me use it, and she was like, absolutely. So yeah, this is an original track, not recorded. It's going to be on the album. May not be a single, but it'll definitely be on the album. And I've got James, my lovely guitarist here, ready to play this song.
Hello.
You managed to have a lovely curry beforehand.
Yes. This song, you know, will be recorded with in swing, with a swing feel to it, with a full band. But for now, it's obviously just acoustically because there's no room for a big orchestra.
Ray Quinn, you're a real star.
It's called I Don't Do Don't. So yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 1. Some people don't do stairways. Some people don't do buses. They got to do it their way. I don't know what the fuss is. I don't do don't when it comes down to you. I don't do don't, 'cause I do. Some people don't do parties. Some people don't do plays. No need to get downhearted. So many things can change, yeah. I don't do don't when it comes down to you, girl. I don't do don't, 'cause I do. Some people don't do dancing. Some people don't do a drink. That don't stop me from fancying someone like you, I think. Yeah, I don't do don't when it comes down to you, girl. I don't do don't, 'cause I do. Feels so good when we're together, yeah. It's written in the stars, we can make it forever, yeah, yeah. I don't do don't, 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 yeah. I don't do don't, I don't do don't, I don't do don't, because I do, yeah.
Yay!
Beautiful.
As they all say, you smashed
I've
it.
just been sick all over the place. Yes.
Oh, that was sensational. Can I ask you a question?
I feel like crying. That's amazing. This for me is a moment. This is a
You
moment
were
right now.
just brilliant, honestly, sweetie. And your manager is so praised. Look at them. Oh, I'm going to cry.
Can I ask you a question? Because you had your eye, obviously no one can see
No,
this.
your manager's in tears, bless.
You had your eyes shut for that whole song, and it was so emotional and powerful. What goes through your head when you're singing that?
Lyrics. No. Seriously, like Linda Lewis to me is an absolute legend, and me and my manager got together literally 6 weeks ago, and we sat down. I was like, look, what is the dream right here? What is it we want to do? And Sorry. I've been in theatre, and do you know what? I've been really, really lucky and privileged to have such a great career in all different fields, like musicals and obviously the reality shows and Dance on Ice and whatever. But it always came back to the music for me. And now my first album was like a long time ago, back in 2007, and it went platinum. And for me, that was such an incredible experience. And you know, I just want to relive that moment if in some small way. And we thank the Lord, because my guy here, Steve, he's got so many great people alongside him. He's, you know, Shirley Lewis is who we got in contact with, who's Linda Lewis's sister, of course.
Is that from Pepsi and Shirley? Is that
no? People get confused with this, but George Michael's backing vocals, they're amazing women.
She's phenomenal.
Amazing women. And basically, let me sit down for this.
Yes, no, please, no, yes, tell us everything.
Yeah, show done. Here we go. Move on. So basically, Shirley is sisters to Linda. Obviously, Shirley's married to Luke Goss.
Yes, of course.
The famous legendary band Bros. And Shirley got me in touch with her. She's managing a producer called David Fink. Now, David Fink has worked with George Michael, Rod Stewart, Ray Ramone. I mean, he is, you know, his bio is unbelievable, and he's got really excited about this project. And we've sent out a few tracks. We had a real massive conference meeting for about a couple of hours to pick a couple of tracks that, you know, we're going to go out to New York and record. And he was all for it, wasn't he? He was like, you know, so behind it. And of course, with the Luke Goss, the Matt Goss heard wind of this, and was really excited about David producing the album. And he's invited me over to Vegas to perform in Caesar's Palace with him live, singing a swing version of one of the most famous songs he's ever sang with obviously his brother, which is When Will I Be Famous?
No, you're not going to do that. When will
it's a swing
I be famous?
I can't answer.
Yeah. So look, it's all happening so fast for me, but I'm loving it. You know, me and my manager here, we're so passionate about the music.
You two are really as one. I mean, you're real mates. It's amazing, the relationship.
We've got this great relationship now, and literally, my wife's like, "Who's that?" Oh, she knows who it is, because from morning till night we're on it. We're on Twitter, and this is all us. You see, like, we're being proactive, you know, because this is what we want. We're going to work hard, and you know, I love music, and I've got an amazing guitarist here, James.
We must mention that was beautiful playing.
You want to hear his EP? You want to hear his EP? Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic.
Give us his name and his EP. Yes,
James Daubeny.
James Daubeny. Yeah. There we go. Thank you very
He's
much.
got an amazing track. He gave it to me. I listened to it in the car for weeks. I was like, mate, I want to write a song to this. So yeah, I'm being so inspired at the minute. So
you're so excited by it all, and I can't wait, because you're now, forget Las Vegas. Let's come back to London. You're going to be in Hampstead. Am I right? In the Rabbit Hole.
Yes.
Now, for people who don't know about the Rabbit Hole, this is a pretty special place. This is something special you're going to be doing.
It's very cool. It's a really small, intimate gig. There's only 50 people in the venue, so you know they're feet away from me. The Rabbit Hole is Rabbit Hole Management Company with Steve. We've got Jason Gardner as well looking after us from Dancing on Ice there. And they've got an amazing venue. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, tell people where it is, otherwise they're not going to know.
Okay, so we're in Hampstead, North London. All the details are on rayquinn.co.uk. Rayquinn.co.uk. Sorry, that just came out second time.
We should have to sing along to that. La 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 la.
Rayquinn.co.uk. All the details are on there. If you want to buy tickets, please come and see me. I'm going to be singing that track.
Can you tell them which pub it is?
It's the Duke of Hamilton pub, and it's on New End.
Yeah,
2 minutes from the tube station.
Yeah,
and the Rabbit Hole is underneath the pub.
You wouldn't even know it's there.
And it's 50 people that can fit in. So it's
we've sold out a couple of shows already.
And what are the dates? Give us the dates.
So
please.
From the 2nd of June up until the 13th, there are days in between, I think. But the
2nd,
6th,
4th, 5th, 9th, 11th, and the 13th.
Yeah,
how fabulous!
And you know, there was 300 tickets limited. You know, because it's going to be really tight. And we put out a tweet on the bank holiday weekend.
Yes,
when everybody
I know.
was like
That's
away,
why
not even thinking about it.
Well, that's why I rung up Nishi, who's not well. Get well soon, sweetie. And I said, can we get Ray on? He's playing Hampstead.
You're
and that
amazing.
was it. It was
amazing.
like, we have to get you on, because I saw that.
Please come to the gigs.
I would love to. Imagine I can come
There's no
together.
room left, apparently.
No, there is. We'll make room.
Okay,
I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to the fans out there who've followed me since day dot. And are willing to go on this journey with me. Look, like these guys who are coming to the gig, we've got to tell them, because you know we've been tweeting loads saying that the people that are going to be there are all going to get their names put on the album cover, on the album sleeve.
Oh, your fans! That's amazing.
Me and the manager came up with that idea because it just gives back to say, thank you, because these guys are, helping make this dream possible. So.
Do you know what's so remarkable about you? And I've introduced you in charity gigs. You've done a lot of charity gigs. I fell in love with you as a mother would. I have to point out that way. When you did X Factor, but you are completely unique because you have this positive attitude, and there are a lot of people out there who can get very negative, who get very cynical. You sort of rode the press as well. You met the woman of your dreams, Emma, when you were both very young. You've had a baby. You're still how old?
26.
Wow. And you've got a little boy. You've got a marriage with a wife who's in the West End in the Jersey Boys. And you used to get a tough time. Everyone said, oh, he's always jolly, he's always happy.
Yeah.
And you rode all of that. What keeps you going? What keeps you riding through all that and staying like this, positive?
Well, it sounds cheesy, but it's, my family. I've got an amazing family. I've got a wonderful mum and dad who've stuck by me through everything. And of course, my wife. And, when we had our little boy, it inspired me. I was like, I've got to do something that what makes me happy to make them happy. And, I was always, forever chasing what came next, and you know what it's like in the industry. You want to go for things that, and as well, like for me, like I've trained since I was 3 to do musical theatre. So it was
3?
Yeah. So it was always for me about.
What did you do? No. Let's go back to 3.
I started doing like disco dancing when I was like 3, and then I moved on to ballroom and Latin, and I did that for 8 years. I competed all over the world.
Now, was that you or your parents? Because lots of people say stage school parents.
It's funny, yeah. I mean, I can't see myself doing anything else. I can't really do anything else. All my family are carpet fitters, so it was never like, our Rob, that's my brother. Our Rob does singing and dancing, so which he doesn't. Ray's going to follow in his footsteps. It wasn't like that. I was always performing as a kid, like my little boy is now, in front of the telly, showing off, centre of attention and all that. And everyone was like, I'm gonna take you down, because she met somebody, I don't know, in some supermarket or something, and gave her the idea. And it went from there. I mean, got to admit, look, I went when I was 3, screamed me head off, didn't want to go. Went back another 3 months later, and just really enjoyed it. I was the only lad out of, I think it was about 60 girls in this dance class. I felt a right loaf, but I did it.
And were you teased at school?
Not really. Nobody ever knew until I went on to Brookside. That's when people knew that this is what I do, But they never really knew,
So you kept it quiet from your friends that you were dancing?
My closest friends, no. Of course, I'd tell them, because they obviously seen the tap shoes in the hallway, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm going dancing.
Billy Elliot.
So, it was never a case of, I was never embarrassed by it, but I just didn't feel a need to tell anybody,
Would you put your little boy through dance school if you wanted to?
Oh, he's already dancing. Yeah, I've got no choice. He's tap dancing, and he bows and he says, "Thank you, Daddy." And yeah, honestly. And yeah, I mean, I've got an amazing family, like I said, going back to the support.
Tell me about your parents.
My mum and dad have been married 46 years now, and they're like my sort of role models, if you like. And my dad's always got nothing but great praise for me, but when I do it wrong or when I do it bad, he's always the first one to be honest with me. And I think that's so important, because you can always get carried away with the overconfidence thing and be like, I'm all right, I'm great, but it comes back down to that, I think. And I think my dad just, being a typical, northerner, hard work, and he's grafted all his life. He still is, and that's what I want. So I want that longevity. Obviously not in the same career, but, I want to be doing this forever. I want to be singing. I want to be writing songs. I want to be producing. I want to learn more, And it was only when I met Steve that I got truly inspired, because we sat down and I was like, yeah, I want to do this, because I had things coming in from Dancing on Ice that were really great, theatre, great tours. In fact, a record deal came along, and I've turned it all down for us being proactive and doing it ourselves and owning it and doing it right, So recently it was Steve that inspired me to just follow what I did, and it was...
Don't make him cry again.
It was from Steve saying, like, we need to follow in the likes of footsteps of... And it's funny, before we'd even met Shirley or Lewis or Luke or Matt, of course, he said, Luke and Matt Goss, those guys have stuck to their dreams, stuck to what they wanted, and no matter what and how hard it got, they've got right back up there through dedication. And I went, wow, can we do this? And he was like, yeah, we're doing it. So
With that attitude, you
But
absolutely
with attitude,
can.
but I think it is a mindset, and it is about working hard. And I did say earlier that you do remind me of Robbie Williams, and I do mean it as a compliment, because he has worked so hard and gone through very, very tough times that have been, everybody knows about. He's a friend of Amanda's, and I've known him since he was 15.
I love him.
And you do remind me of him because you have that tenacity and the sort of you have a very energy.
When I walked in, it's like I'd known you forever. Your energy is so contagious.
Oh, bless you. That's really kind.
Walked in the door, hi, how are you? And I mean, that's what makes people go far.
It's interesting because let's just go for a moment to Brookside, because there you were going into Brookside, and so your life must have changed quite dramatically, because your friends didn't, only your best friends knew you were dancing, but suddenly you said everything changed at Brookside.
Yeah. And I was 8 years old when I first went to the audition. My first ever audition that I had with my agent back then, Colette Byatt, lovely lady. And we went for, a little coffee and a bite to eat with my mum, and she said, look, I want to audition him. And we were like, what for? And it was like, Brookside. I was like, yeah, Mum, that's amazing. Because we used to watch it all the time. My nan, God rest her soul, but she used to watch that religiously. So for me, it was like a little dream. I was like, yeah, imagine if we did. I went for the audition, got down to the last 2 out of how many lads, I don't know. And then I got a phone call to say I got the job, and yeah, it did change my life. And
how long were you in Brookside for?
5 years, I think.
Wow.
And I worked with so many great people, Dean Sullivan, Jenny Ellison, of course, alongside some great people, and the late Bernie Nolan, massive piece of my life.
Lady.
Massive part of my life she did, and really sad to see her go. And Neil Capel, who played my dad, Steve Fletcher, Katie Lamont. There's so many great people that I work with, and of course learnt me to deal with the industry and how to deal with it, because I went.
You were ready then, weren't you? Really, when you did it.
Well, we went to the Soap Awards in 2002, and I can't remember how old I was, but that was the first time, because I walked away with I walked away with the best dramatic performance, and for me back then there was no kids involved, there was no children's category. It was all, I was up against Dean, I remember, and it was one of those moments where I was absolutely gobsmacked, and you can see if you watch it back on YouTube or whatever. It's one of those moments that I'll never forget. I was a kid and I said something stupid, and I went into school the next day and you were like, "My heart's beating like a rocky." I was like, "Oh, shut up." That was what I said, and I was like, "Oh, I can't believe I said that." But it's one of those moments that I'll never forget.
But you still seem so excited by it all. It's as if, as you said, it's quite infectious how you are, and I hope and pray you will be like this forever.
I will. I've had me knocks. Don't get me wrong. This industry is cruel sometimes. You can get moments where you get knocked down. But my dad always says you just got to get back up again. You got to get on the horse. If you fall over and scratch your knee, you got to jump straight back up again. You can't just dwell on it, otherwise you'll never do it.
May it long continue for you. Honestly, you were a true star. You're a really lovely, genuine bloke. My goodness me, we're blessed to have spent time with you. Anyone. So it's the Rabbit Hole, Duke of Hamilton, from the 2nd to the 13th.
Yeah, all over in Hampstead.
And it's rayquinn.co.uk.
Yeah, please visit the website. Follow me on Twitter @TheRealRayQuinn.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
And it's lovely to meet you. Such a proud manager. Now, you've chosen this week's sing-along, and I think couldn't be more apt for you to be singing along with a bit of Michael Bublé. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you so much for listening. Ray Quinn, Amanda Byram.
It's been a joy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Time for singing, everybody. And that means you too, Mr. Manager.
Dear.
Yeah.
Is he singing or is this
everybody? Everyone's joining in. We all talk over
Be
it.
louder, Trey. Carry us.
Another summer day has come and gone away. In Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home.
You're good, Ray.
Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. I just wanna go home.
Amanda, sing louder. I'm trying.
I miss you, Hey, this is me and Michael Bublé having a feature, and I've been keeping all the letters that I wrote to you. Each one a line or two. I'm fine, baby. How are you? Well, I was 10, but I know that it's just not enough.
I'd try and make it into musical theatre.
Cold and flat, and you deserve more. Yeah.
Oh, another aeroplane.
And another aeroplane,
Another sunny place.
I'm lucky, I know, but I wanna go home. I've got to go home. Let me go home. I'm just too far
Good man,
from
sir.
where you are. I wanna go home.
Come on, Mr. Manager. He's not singing.
I can't hear it.
And I feel just like I'm living someone else's life. It's like I just stepped outside when everything was going right. And I know just why you could not come along with me.
This was not your dream, that's
It was
why.
not your dream.
But you always believed in me.
Yeah.
Prosecco time, surely.
Another winter day has come and gone away, and even Paris and Rome don't wanna go home. Oh, let me go home. Yeah. And I'm surrounded by a million people. I still feel alone. Wanna go home.
Thank you very much to all my guests today. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week at 3 o'clock. What stars I've had in today. Thanks for listening, Ray Quinn. Good luck, my darling.
Thank you.
I've had my run, and baby, I'm done. I gotta go home.